The following program contains graphic language, which may be offensive to some viewers.
And then the guy catches up to her, and she's a white woman, and the guy says, "Oh, miss, did you see a nigga gal run through here?"
Welcome back, Delinquent Chronicles, episode 18.
18.
We're getting there, guys. We're
into double digits.
We're old enough to legally drink. In the UK, at least.
Yeah,
we?
in the UK.
I'm El.
I'm Neil.
I'm Joe.
Holy shit, he did it. He just did it. He did it, no bullshit.
Wow.
Oh, Joe, no cap.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Episode 17 is going to be out soon, and I think we'll be caught up. I think we'll have been caught up by then. So whew, sorry guys, it's just been one of those fucking weeks. I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's out there enjoying themselves. We got Joe's gonna give us a new graphic for the ending of these episodes so that they look a little bit more professional.
Yeah.
And he gave me a subscribe button. By the way, I shouldn't even told you this. You know, you sent me a subscribe button thing so that I could use in these videos. Well, funny, it's really weird. Great minds think alike, because I was using another one as well, and for episode 17 whilst I was editing it, and then you sent me a subscribe button. I was like, oh my god, it's like he's reading my fucking mind. So, but I'll show you that one when in the next edit anyway. But so you can see the one I was going to use, because it's different to yours.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know if it will suit the vibe of this podcast, but who knows? We'll see anyway. But yeah, I hope everyone's out there in YouTube land, and everyone's enjoying themselves, everyone's having a good time, and yeah, just have a quick look. We'll have a quick little roundup. How's everyone's week gone? Anyone got any news?
I'm glad it's behind me.
Sorry?
I'm glad it's behind me.
You're glad this week's behind you? What's so bad about this week? What happened?
I won't go into it, but there's a lot of bad shit has happened. But I'm glad it's behind me.
Well, I mean, it can't be that bad. It could be maybe. It couldn't be as bad as like people in Ukraine, right? Because they got
nothing on that scale.
Because they got to deal with all those women there now. Yeah, because all the men are gone, right? So it's just full of women. Could you imagine? Jesus, everyone just be moaning and bitching.
And here we go.
Sorry, ladies. By the way, I do apologize. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
I kid.
I'm kidding.
No, baby, that's just jokes.
Yeah. So what I actually did is I actually gave you guys a little task this week.
You did.
And I called up the boys and I said,
City boy.
I'm just curious about what I wanted to ask you guys, whether or not you guys have an opinion that possibly is like really controversial, and what you think is a controversial opinion that probably you wouldn't say out loud to other people. Make sense? So I'm just gonna pass it on to Neil and see what you think. Let's go for it, bro.
All right. I came up with one, but then it kind of, cascaded into like essentially three. But it's
Let it cascade.
It's one. So essentially, because I wrote it down because it was necessary. My controversial opinion is, I think that there needs to be a whole massive overhaul when it comes to like parenthood. Specifically the conception of children. I think abortion should only be legal in certain situations.
Such as?
So like rape.
Right. Yeah.
Or like if, it's like we know for certain, or the doctors, medical professionals know for certain that these two people were actively trying not to conceive a child. So the woman has like the coil or something, or one of those contraception things, and the man was using a condom or had a vasectomy or something, and they miraculously wind up pregnant. then you'd be like, okay, look, we know all of the records clearly state these two were not trying.
There's an argument to say that, like, so let's say, like, I'm fucking some chick from, and she, you know, she's got some like thing that stops her from getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Surely there's an argument to say that, like, maybe it was meant to be, you know, because I just fucking blasted my load right past all those technical barriers. That
but that's what I'm saying is
stop her from getting pregnant. My sperm were like, nah, you know, just they're like the guys from 300, innit?
What does it? Nah.
Yeah, no. We're more like,
Oh. Okay.
Well, yeah, but I think like if you are actively trying not to conceive a child and then it happens, that can be a situation where we like think, oh, okay, maybe. I also think this is where we get into real murky waters. I think that every single birth should immediately have a paternity test.
Okay, who else said that? Pearly thing said that, innit?
Did she? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That sounds like something she would say.
Pearl Davis, I think.
Yeah.
She said that.
That's something. That sounds like something she would say.
Right.
I would like to meet her. I want to know what she's
You
reading.
know, that girl, like, she's a real pick-me, and she's also like completely unattractive.
Brother,
She's not. Listen, I'm not here to bust nuts on people who aren't even looking, but
I don't think
not
she's
very-
unattractive. Do you know when?
dude, I've seen the girls you think are attractive, yeah, and most of them are from the Eastern Bloc.
I must break you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Am I wrong about the attractiveness there?
It depends. But listen, I jerk off to Arabic porn, so who the fuck am I to talk about, dude? I jerk off to some fucked up shit, you know?
we've seen his internet history.
Yeah, the porn is graphic, but not gay.
A little gay.
So,
Okay. Well, I think when she started putting makeup on, she started looking better.
you know what she needs to do? She needs to wash her fucking hair. Her hair is well greasy.
Yeah, it is.
It's like,
Isn't it?
come on, woman, man. Take some pride in your appearance, even slightly. Jesus Christ. But I don't know. I don't like some of her opinions. I'm not really a big fan of. I'm not really a big fan of some of her opinions. The paternity testing, like, I get it, dude. But you know, the more important one for me on that subject is, and this isn't my thing. I'm just sort of floating off that. Is like, I think that motherfuckers need to take a test. I think
have
you
a
should
kid,
have
yeah.
to. Yeah, there should be like some sort of
Exactly.
like, I'm not a dickhead test. You know what I mean?
Got your results back, and I'm sorry, but the test was positive. You're a basic bitch.
Like, yeah, I can financially afford a child. My credit's in good place. I have the space, the money, the food, all the things that means that you can produce a child. Because, I mean, like, to be honest with you, if that was in place, I wouldn't have a kid. Because, you know, fucking, I'm a dum-dum. So, you know, they should never have let me reproduce.
Well, luckily, I probably won't. So that's very good.
What do you mean? What, you don't? You'd be a great dad. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm an idiot.
You stupid bastard.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're all idiots. Three of us are dumb. I mean, I'm not going to speak for all of you, but I would say, like, listen, if you're a reflection of your friends, like,
I would actually think that you guys are pretty smart, but
oh,
You know
do
what?
that shit.
Listen,
Oh,
I do it like
someone's
this,
looking
right?
for a raise.
5.
I do it like this, right? Every single person on this planet has the capacity and the potential to do something absolutely stupid.
Sit on the couch and do nothing.
Doubly, if you are a person who is in the higher echelon of being considered intelligent. If you're someone who's pretty smart or pretty well adjusted, you have double the capacity to do something stupid. Because you know when they say like crazy people don't know they're crazy?
Yeah,
Most stupid people don't
Don't
know
know
they're
they're
stupid.
stupid. Yeah.
But when you're smart enough to know what stupid is,
Yeah.
and then and you're like, I know I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you know, I mean, that's how you look at it and you think, oh, like, why do I see like really like highly successful people, highly successful men who are with like these absolutely gorgeous women, and then, you know, they bang like the absolutely just atrocious, you know, the women are throwing themselves at them, and I'm like, you chose that. You were married to this, you have all of these women throwing themselves at you, and you chose that. And I was like, you know, it was like Pookie in freaking New Jack City. He was like, it's calling me.
Man, that shit just be calling me, man. Be calling me, man. I just gotta go to it.
Right? I asked what it's like, and I was like, yeah, well, smart people do stupid things.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I saw a quote. I can't remember what the full quote is. I was trying to find the picture because I remember I screenshotted it somewhere. But the quote was like, it was like, dumb people are put on this planet to show you like about evolution. It's like like why we evolved and why we shouldn't evolve, you know, like you know, dumb people are around you like for as a reminder as why we need to evolve. Right. These people make dumb fucking decisions, and that's the problem with like, and this is what I mean about the test, right? Yeah, it's like you need to, I agree with you. There should be so many parameters, but like you need a license to like drive, you need to be a certain age to drink. Like, we had a whole, you were here, we had a whole conversation about how I would change the fucking world. Yeah. If I had a choice, it was like me, him, and my missus, we were just talking about it. And I was like, yeah, because you had left early, I remember. Yeah. So we had dinner, and we were just talking about, like, oh, you know, how I would create a utopian society. These fucking idiots put me on the spot, I think I did all right.
No, listen.
North Korea, right?
I wish, no, honestly, I mean, look, I wish we'd recorded it.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because when I say almost all of everything he said made sense.
This is number one bullshit.
It may not be the most
PC.
It may not be the most PC way of doing things. It would make a lot of people unhappy, but going through those turbulent waters to get to the result would have been worth it.
Yeah. If you wanted good times, right? If you wanted a good times, a powerful country, you would let me run the fucking country. But the problem is, and here's the problem, is the things that I would want to do to change the UK, to make it better, would get so much pushback in the initial, like it would have to be, like, the only way you could get those things through would be a dictatorship.
Yeah. Well, yeah, start again. Wipe everyone out, start again.
Yeah. But essentially you would have to be didactic in a form of, like, if you don't do this, you will be arrested.
Right.
Very fucking, and we were around.
Totalitarian.
Yeah. You have to. It's the only way to do that, to make it work. The problem is that, where do you draw that line, right? Where do you go, like, okay, we are totalitarian to a point, and then we'll go back to democracy, because everyone has an idea. It's like these fucking idiots who talk about Marxism, right? And they're like, oh, Marxism and socialism and da-da-da, like, oh, communism's great. And I'm like, name one place in the world where it's happened. And the problem is, you think your form of communism is going to be better because everyone thinks they would be Schindler and Schindler's List. Do you get what I mean? Like, everyone's a hero in their own story, but in reality,
you're Thanos.
In reality, you're just the guy doing his job. You're the Nazi in the fucking suit, right? Because most people are afraid to fucking step out of line. And we saw that during the lockdowns, right? During people getting vaccinated and being forced to take vaccinations and, like, being shamed by other people, by the news. And meanwhile, like, if you stood up and said, no, I don't want to do that, they ended up being wrong. Like, you know, like, that vaccination is really bad. AstraZeneca, you know, Pfizer, they're all being sued now because that shit was bullshit. And I'm so glad I didn't fucking take it.
So am I.
So, you know, and I understand, but the problem is that they leveraged it against your livelihood. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the ability for you to work. So it really fucked a lot of people up.
Do you know what?
And I get that, but yeah.
It wasn't even livelihood, right? It was fuck it, we're talking about it, so we're talking about it. It was, you know what it was? Is they knew, it was like, we're gonna get dumb people with this one, we're gonna get smart people with this one.
Yeah.
The dumb people, they were like, you can't go on holiday. Right?
Right.
And they were like, oh, if you don't take this, then you can't travel. And the amount of people was like, oh no. And like, there are some people who were like, my elderly mother lives in this country, I live here, I'm doing it so that I can go and see them and take care of them.
How can you argue with that?
You can't debate that. But then people who were like, oh, you know, no, I have to go on holiday every year. I'm like, you know, there's certain countries you can't go to, period. Right? You do certain things, you can't go to another country, right? You get convicted of a crime, that's your US plan's gone. You get in trouble in Dubai or somewhere like that, you ain't going back there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Or
you're not leaving.
Or you're not leaving.
You might not leave. It might be the last holiday you take.
Yeah.
Right? It might be a relocation.
Yeah. Relocation.
But, you know, they were like, dumb people, yeah, you can't go on holiday. Smart people, they were like, we're gonna mess with your money. You can't pay your bills. You can't live your life.
Don't even think about it, pal. Don't even think about it. Sit down.
That's when you really start to see where people think, where people will like, not where their priorities lie, but that's where you really start to see what people are willing to sacrifice.
Yeah, right. You're fucking with people's like their needs, right? And that's what I mean. And that, so you know, those people who think like my form of communism is the better form, like really though, is it? Yeah. Is it, or you're gonna just enjoy being in power for too much? Because absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? So, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have. It's great for us to sit down, have dinner, and talk about how I would solve the world's problems. But in reality, when you're trying to push. When you have 50% of the population saying we don't want that, and you're like, but it's for your own good, and they don't get it, you know what I mean? And you're like, but I'm doing this for your own good, and they don't want to, so you have to make a choice. Thanos, right? Fucking 50% gotta go, so that the ones that we do want, but then you're now a totalitarian regime, and you're now killing people, you're dictating, you know, and that's the problem with going down these paths, is that like, it's one man's idea. Right, and then maybe a few other people agree, but not everyone agrees and thinks like you. You know, and that's the beauty of our society sometimes, that we can have different thoughts, and different viewpoints, and share them with each other, which I think is fantastic. But sometimes, and this goes for this podcast, right? The internet has given people a voice, and some people, this guy. Right, some people sometimes shouldn't have a voice, right? Right, because you have people like me talk about Arabic porn for half an hour, you know, and people getting fucked in the urethra. So you know,
still nasty.
Yeah, pee hole cream pies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you shouldn't, you know. So that's what I mean, is that some people shouldn't have a voice, and like I'm probably one of them, along with a lot of other people who really shouldn't have the ability to speak to mass groups of people. But vote for me.
No.
Let me fix your world.
I think there's a song. I think it's a 50 Cent song. I'm pretty sure it's a 50 Cent
In the club.
No, it's called Irregular Heartbeat.
Okay.
And it's got Jadakiss on it.
Okay.
And Jadakiss has a line where he says, "Social media is giving cowards an outlet."
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with
Because
that.
when you think of, like, you know, you go all the way back to that famous Mike Tyson line, everybody's got a plan till they get a punch in the mouth.
Yeah.
It's like, I agree, everyone deserves to have their opinion. However, your ability to voice your opinion with the level of conviction you have should be tempered by where you are. It should be tempered, you know, we all know Mike Tyson could kill us.
Yeah.
So, but if you have an opinion that differs on Mike Tyson, are you prepared to say it with chest? Are you prepared to stand 10 toes and say, yeah, this is what I believe? Right? Now, I'm sure if you say it in a respectful way, you're probably fine. But if you get disrespectful, knowing that it's Mike Tyson, you're far less likely to get disrespectful. Right?
I see.
If Mike Tyson presses you on your opinion, if you get pressed by Mike Tyson, are you gonna stand there and be like, fuck? Like that dude who talked shit? I think we talked about maybe episode 1 or 2. There's that dude who was talking shit about Zed Judah, the boxer.
Yeah, and
then Zed
come into
Judah
the barbershop
pressed him, and
him.
his shop like went to see him, right?
Yeah,
and then like was talking. And he was like, "You were talking shit. Let's go outside."
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
And then I'm like, do you know in that moment, I know that boxer, who's a professional boxer, is going to kick the shit out of me. But I'm like, cowabunga it is. Let's go. Like, fucking, I'm going to have to, if he calls me out in public, in front of everybody, and I know I'm going to lose, I can't let you bitch me out like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Something
I
has to
got
happen.
to go down on my shit. I'm going to lose. But it's just like, how long can I last, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm like, maybe, like the bear situation, maybe you can get his back, you know?
But it's a thing. It's like if you're willing to stand by your opinion no matter what, I have a great deal of respect for you. If you're willing to do it in a controlled, calm and decisive manner without being disrespectful, you're not shouting over the next person, you're not getting all leery, because you know I hate when I watch other podcasts and stuff, and you see when people are having a live stream conversation, they're not in the same room, and then one person's just mouthing off, and I was like, the level of bravery you have when this person's in New York and you're in like Seattle, right, is atrocious. Because I'm like, would you have the same energy when you're right there in front of somebody's face?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Fucking say it with your chest, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Just if you get pressed, put 10 toes in the ground, say it with your chest. Are you ready to be that guy? To die on that, not die, but like, this is the hill I'm gonna stand on.
Yeah.
And fuck it, innit? Too bad. Whatever. Like, I don't know, I'd like to think I'm that guy. That I would be like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. And I did that with a lot of people, especially during the lockdown times, and I was just like, nah, they give a fuck. Like, yeah, no. You know, but the hypocrisy of myself as well. I can see how I'm a hypocrite as well, where I'm like, my body's a temple. I'm not gonna put fucking, meanwhile, McDonald's, fucking tequila, vodka, cocaine, yeah, all manner of other shit. I'm like, yeah, in one aspect I treat my body like a temple because I won't take the fucking the jab, but on the other side I treat it like a fucking amusement park.
Yeah.
Just like that's fun. Knees? Who needs knees?
Well, they say is, look, man, you say people's like, oh, my body's a temple. So look, my body's the temple of doom. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Come on, right?
It will take your heart.
Yeah,
it will take your freaking heart.
Here, right?
So your controversial opinion is
that
population control.
I guess you say that because I'm like,
with you, dude. I'm with you.
But even that, also, I think that when it was latching onto that about should be a paternity test and that, I think it mainly came from, you know, the what's it called? That tsunami that happened in not Japan, Indonesia,
Thailand.
I think it was, or Thailand, maybe.
I think it might be Thailand. Yeah.
The one where they made the film The Impossible.
Yeah, Thailand.
Right?
With Owen Wilson. No, Owen Wilson.
No. The what's his name is in it? Ewan McGregor's in it.
Oh yeah.
Holland's in it.
I'm thinking Owen Wilson did the film in Thailand as well. But I can't. It was a different one. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, right. So that there was a report that came out. For the life of me, I wish I can remember where it was. But there was a thing that came out that basically said that the number of people who died, obviously a bunch of them were tourists. So people had to go and like identify bodies, and then they had to use DNA. And the amount of people who basically found out, like the amount of men who found out that they were not the father to this child.
Right.
Oh shit!
Because
Really?
It was like the amount of men who found out that they were not the father of that child.
Wow.
This child is now 20-something years old.
Oh my god.
Right? And it's like, oh, who are you? I'm looking for, you know, John Smith. How old is John? John is 26 years old. He's my son. Okay. We'll take a little DNA from you. We got this body. We think it might be that person. DNA from them. There's no match, sir. You ain't this one.
Oh shit! I'd be like, yo, my wife died too. And they'd be like, really? Yeah, she just died. Yeah, she just died.
I'd be like,
she drowned in her own fucking blood. After I found out that my son wasn't mine for 20 years,
right?
Bitch.
Wow.
Because the thing is, we hear, you hear it in songs or in like
or Jerry Springer or
not even like propaganda, Maury and shit like that. Like,
yeah,
you're not the father.
You're not the father.
Andrew, you are not the father.
And I'm like, crappy as it sounds to find out that this 3-year-old isn't yours, right? It's 3. Yeah, you're attached, but it's 3.
How attached are you though? Really, you can take it out and throw it away. It's not yours.
But
Once you find out a child isn't
22,
yours,
because there was even one time where I watched this thing where it was a guy being interviewed, and he thought he had 3 sons.
Okay.
None of them were his.
Oh,
How
shit.
he found out was he had divorced the mum. He was like a millionaire or something. He's a British guy. Divorced the mum and found out that he had like this genetic disorder. And the doctors were like, look, this genetic disorder usually gets passed down from father to son. So if you got kids, you need to let them know. He did. He went, he called, he was like, I need to talk, genetics, They did the test and found out, no, like, we don't have this gene. And it was like, well, that's impossible because it's usually passed down. Found out the kids weren't his. And these kids were in like, they were like, they're 20, basically between 14 and like 22. 3 of them found out they weren't his.
She got busy.
And she was, and it was like, all the kids are from the same dude who is like, I'm not saying the milkman, but basically, this other brother slipped in when the dad was away.
Amazon parcel deliverer.
Down. Yeah, listen, from A to Z. Speaking of Amazon, I'm unimpressed with you lot.
What they do?
You'll find out later.
Okay.
Right? But yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. But it was literally just like people finding out like that, and I'm like, that is a thing we need to nip it in the bud at birth. And also when you're on child support, if we know from the jump, oh, this isn't his kid, so no, he's not going to pay you for this. I don't care what you wrote on the birth certificate. This is the proof. It's not him, right?
I think men should also have the ability to divorce themselves financially. Like, if you get a chick pregnant, if she gets pregnant, she doesn't want to have an abortion. My body, my choice. Fine, okay. She doesn't have an abortion. You want to have a baby? No worries. But I also don't want to have a baby. And you're forcing me into this position, so a guy should have the ability to say, nah, I'm out. And divorce himself. But then you also don't get dad rights. You don't get if you divorce yourself from that shit, you also don't get to see that kid whenever you want.
Because that kid turns into freaking LeBron James. Don't come up on draft day.
Yeah, exactly. So it works both ways. But if you also don't want to be a father, you should have the ability to divorce yourself in that situation. I guarantee, if that was a possibility and if that was an option, you would see way less single mums. Like, because obviously they can't go after child support. Because I would also, if I had my way, I would cut child benefits like a motherfucker. Because if you got all those things in place, you wouldn't even have the problem of single mothers, because people would have to pass a test to even have a child in the first place. You'd have some sort of like temporarily enforced like birth control in either in men or women, preferably in men, because that would be even better. Because I think men will more likely take that, because the financial incentive for women to get pregnant and have kids is way more for men than it is for men. So if men had the ability to take birth control, I think that's where we should be focusing our efforts in science, as a collective, to focus our efforts on birth control for men. Because then men are now in control of that scenario, and you would see way less births. Because men would be one point at that. They'd be like, I want to have sex, but I don't want to have a kid. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, because there's no financial incentive for men to have children. Yeah. It's actually all, it just costs money. Like, if you're not with a woman, it's going to cost you way more than when you are with her. Like, Like, I could be selfish because before I had kids, you know, I was like, yeah, I didn't want to have a kid, you know, I didn't want that responsibility. I just wanted to fuck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if men are in control of that, I guarantee you'll see like a massive drop in that sort of behavior. But because there just isn't a financial, and men are more, you know, money savvy in that sense. You know, we're not driven by emotion. Sorry, ladies, you know, it is what it is, but it's true, right? But yeah, what's your controversial thought?
Mine?
Yeah. No, the other guy next to you.
What are you, fucking retarded?
Well, I don't know what his is, but I know what mine is. It's if you want to solve a lot of the world's problems, take all the black people, Chinese people, put them, do what the IDF are doing.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Hold on. What? Are you gonna put them in a camp,
black people
Joe?
are gonna come in here.
You're gonna put them in a camp?
No. Put them on an island and then kill them systematically, bit by bit, until there's none left.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Man's like battle royale for
no, not even
multiple.
Hold on. Repeat that again, less racisty.
No.
I love that. Uncle Ruckus strikes again.
So if you want to,
don't trust them new together.
if you want to solve a lot of the world's problems, take all the people from the countries that don't want them there, put them in a situation, Palestine-like situation, and then just kill them all.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
We're just murdering.
I'm going to repeat it back what you just said.
Yeah.
If you want to solve a lot of the world's problems, take all the ethnicities from the countries that the natives of those countries don't want them there, put them on an empty island, and let them go at it until there's none left.
So Australia.
Something like that, yeah. But without giving,
just checking.
But without giving them infrastructure or the ability to do anything about it. So how you do it, right? You'll get a bunch of rich people.
What the fuck is going on right now?
Battle Royale.
You'll get a bunch of rich people, and they'll make money out of like, okay, you can kill these people, you can kill these people. This is how much that tariff is. This is how much that tariff is. These are the rarest of these people, so you can go kill these people for a certain amount of money.
This is like a financial incentive version of the Purge.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Sir, you were on some different shit today. When you
went, like, no, listen, you went dark side today.
Yeah, I was just like, let's just have complete, you know, and utter transparency on having kids. You're like them niggas there.
Skywalker with younglings.
Yeah.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
He's just like Sam people. I hate them. Right? You're just on it.
Well, look, man. I'm just saying what the rest of the world is thinking, and the rest. A lot of the world is very bigoted, and I don't like people with differences or slightly lighter or darker shaded than me. So let's put them away on this island. Let's because once that happens, your culture will go out the window because there's no diversity of character, and your art will be stagnant. Everything will collapse, but there'll be no variety in anything.
Do you know what?
But won't you be creating like a super race?
No, because
who managed to because if you took everybody. Because that's the concept of a rat king. You know what a rat king is, right?
Yeah, the guy from Turtles.
No.
I know.
The concept of a rat king is that, like, if you wanted to, say you had a rat problem, what you do is you thank you, Jordan Peterson, for teaching me this. What you do is you take a rat, you take a bunch of rats, right? And you, the ones that you've caught, and you put them in a enclosed space together. Eventually, you're only going to have one rat left.
And that's the rat that eats other rats, right?
Yeah, and then you take that rat and you introduce him to other rats. You let him loose, and now he has a taste for rat meat.
Right.
He will kill the other rats, creating the Rat King. Because now when he breeds, it creates
more Rat Kings.
Rat Kings, because they have that same thing we did with dogs, right? Like dogs. I mean, there's a guy who's been doing that with foxes. He's been breeding foxes into domesticity. Yeah. And so what he's been doing is he's been taking loads of different foxes and like breeding them. And so the ones that don't sort of collaborate with what his goal is, they end up getting shunned and going into one. The ones that do, their ears become floppier, their noses become shorter, their tails become fluffier. They start getting the thing that that humans like, right? And that's how they're starting to domesticate the fox. Right. Same with dogs. Like that's how wolves became domesticated. Is that wolves would? I actually learnt this on Cosmos episode 2, I think. The one with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah,
I know. But I thought that would be really. He's okay. Go on.
But he explains that. He just says that basically, like wolves figured out that they could have a cohabitating relationship with humans, where they would get food in return for protection. Right. So, because they could go to a camp and then be around, and then humans would throw them meat for free. So they were like, okay, cool. And then the ones that didn't do that ended up getting killed. Right. So the ones that did end up becoming dogs, and that's how we have fucking the fucking Dachshund, a little sausage dog, Yeah. Which you forget is when you look at that thing, you're like, oh, it's part wolf. Its DNA is wolf-like. So
the same as cats and lions.
Yeah. But cats are. Do you know what I learned? A really fun fact. Sorry, I'm just going to tell you this.
Cats will eat you.
Panthers don't exist.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Panthers.
So this is great. So Black Panther isn't an actual animal.
Get the fuck out of here! No, I cannot.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Okay, so the Black Panther is I think it's Panthero or Pantherum, is the breed of cat which encapsulates a jaguar, a lion, a tiger. So it's like genus Panthero, right? Okay. Is the actual like name for the cat animal. So when you have a Black Panther, it just means that cat has more melanin and therefore it's black. So you could call a black tiger a Black Panther because technically it's a Black Panther.
Wow.
All big cats are panthers, but not all big cats. There's no such thing as a Black Panther.
Right. Okay.
Because it's not an actual animal. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes
sense. Like pumas aren't really aren't really animals. They're just jaguars that are black.
I would never. I would have died not knowing.
Yeah,
any of
you
that.
would have been fine without that information either.
I wasn't going to say that, but
yeah, there you go. It's a piece of information that you could call. If you saw a black lion, technically, it's a Black Panther.
Right. Okay. Where would you find a black lion?
I think there are mutations, right? So there are like leopards that are black.
Yeah.
Just how you have like white lions and white tigers.
Would it have the mane though? The mane.
Yeah.
Really?
But they're not black. Like no animal in the wild is actually fully black. Even if you look at what you would call like a black puma or a Black Panther, like Bagheera from
Lion King,
from Jungle Book, like is Bagheera?
Yeah, Bagheera.
Yeah, Bagheera is not actually. He's like a jaguar. He's just a black jaguar.
Interesting.
Just means he's got more melanin. It's the same concept of like how like polar bears aren't white. Polar bears are black. The skin is black. The hairs are white.
Right. Okay. So they're just grey.
Yeah. If you shaved a polar bear, he would have black skin.
Interesting. That's fascinating.
I think controversial take. I think we should get all the stupid people in the world and give them that job.
What, fight polar bear?
Nah, here's what I say. Here's a pair of clippers.
If you could shave that polar bear.
Shave that polar bear. That's your job for the rest of your life. Go shave polar bear.
Oof. Well, that would be a very revolving door job.
Yeah, high turnover.
Yeah,
high turnover of staff.
Listen, right? I'll be apocalypse in this shit, right?
Yeah.
You know what though? Weirdly enough, I don't think your part of your take, I don't think is controversial. I think early
So mass
in this,
euthanasia is a good thing, yeah?
No. I think early in us doing this, we either did it on air or we just had a conversation about it. And I said, I think if enough people have a stupid idea, all the smart people in the world should put it into effect for 1 year and then see what happens. And it was like, oh, I want, England to be a white country, remove all the other races. So no problem. You got a year. You got 365 days where all the black people will go to other countries, all the Asian people, all the Arabic people, everybody who is not straight white, European white will go to another country, and we're going to see how your country survives, right? Because I think when it happens, first 3 months, party nation.
Yeah.
First 3 months, because you're going to be seeing us, and watch, there's going to be certain things that happen. You're going to be seeing jerk rice everywhere, right? And you're going to be seeing it'd be vindaloo and chips, right? They'll just be like, oh, we can do what we want because nobody's going to complain about it anymore. And then when they start to realize how much the economy is affected, how much money isn't being spent because there's no Asian people, there's no black people, so it's like you think black hair products, black skin products.
Did you hear that that's happening?
What?
So, okay. So, sorry to interrupt. Just on the note of what you just said.
Right.
So there was something, because I watched a news article about this. So there is a town in America that has it's like 75% black, and then
Atlanta.
Sorry,
Atlanta.
I can't remember where. I want to say it's somewhere like
in the south.
It's Louisiana.
Okay.
Kind of way, yeah. It's like 75% black and everybody else is white, yeah? And I can't remember what the town is, so I'm sorry, but it's happening right now, yeah? Where basically they have like a real high crime rate in this town, and the education system's dog shit. So the 25% of the people in the town, who just so happen to be all white, were like, hey, we want to open up our own township and have our own school district, because it all started because of basically the people that lived on one end of the town, they were like, oh yeah, well, our kids have to travel into this school district and it's lowering our overall grades and all the crime and everything, so we want to just have our own school. Can we have our own school? And they said no, and it caused such a ruckus that these people were like, okay, we want to create our own town. And they're like, and so they at first they were like, yeah, fuck off then, innit? Then the mayor of the town, some black lady,
I know exactly what you're talking
realized that the majority of the people are leaving, or the majority of people paying the taxes.
Right.
And so they're the top earners, but they also pay the largest amount of tax. And they all just like, we're going to create our own town. And then that original township is trying to stop them from doing it. And it just got approved for them to have it. But she's like, no, we're going to fight to keep our community together. I'm like, no, bitch, you want that money. That's what you want. But they're like, no, we want to start our own shit because you guys are like not saying that black people do this. I'm just saying you guys are bringing us down.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. But that's
I thought you knew about that.
I had no idea what you said. But that's the thing. And I said, you look at it, right? It's like, I love it. You think of, I know there's a documentary about it, about the Euro finals 4 years ago, the Euros, right?
Yeah.
And it was less than 4 years ago. But it was like they had the finals and they had them in Wembley.
Yeah.
And England were in the final against Italy.
Yeah.
England lost, and they lost on penalties, and it was the 3 players that missed penalties just happened to be the 3 black players.
I remember.
And then people losing their shit, cussing them out, everything, every racial slur,
I remember
all that vitriol, right? And I would just like to think, you know what I'd like? I'd be like, cool, field or all white English team, right? Pick. And he was like, all right,
Yeah, just FYI, they did that and they won a World Cup. Just saying.
Yeah, but who did they play?
Who
did they play? Who did they play? In 1966, every team had an all-field and an all-white team, right?
The blacks, they're fucking African. Right? The Brazilians had all blacks, bro. What are you talking about?
the Brazil didn't have all blacks. They had a number of blacks, and that's why
Fact check this.
and that's why they've had,
Fact check
and
this.
that's why they've won the most World Cups, right?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, right? But the thing is, in this day and age, right? You look at it and you think, okay, we look at all these things where it's like being, where you like cut the racial divide.
Do me a favor, move your microphone, Joe, like right away from your phone, away from your phone.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't want it to interfere because the signal will interfere with it, and it will go.
Yeah.
And I'll hear it in editing, and then I'll want to fucking shoot my face off.
Yeah.
Okay, looking at the team
For Brazil.
Brazil.
1966.
No, it wouldn't 66. It'd have been 62.
62.
Okay.
62 team, right?
Even in 66, it's mixed.
Oh,
yeah, it's always been mixed.
I thought they were mostly all blacks.
No.
Black
It's very, very
and
mixed.
Hispanics.
No, because that's the thing. You look at like.
Oh yeah, 62. Yeah. These I wouldn't call them white, but they're white enough.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I stand corrected, folks.
Yeah,
but as we all know, I know fuck all about football anyway.
Yeah.
So.
You need to shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying, right? But it's like you look at it like that, and even if you take it down, look at things like music. You say, oh yeah. Then that's why I say the first 3 months it'll be party time.
Everybody knows it's party time.
Because you'd have the amount of people you would have saying the N-word. The amount of people who would be coming up with their own variation of jerk this and jerk that. You'd have jerk mushroom soup, jerk rice. You'd have whatever, right? You'd have, it'd be like, like jollof fish and chips. Right? You'd have a whole bunch of shit that doesn't exist, or that does exist, but it exists in a very specific way because it's been put together.
Sorry, I'm just checking.
Oh yeah.
15.
Right. 15.
Okay. You'd have all of that, but then you look at your sports team. What happens to your sports team now that Rashford's not there, Saka's not there, Bellingham's not there, right? What happens to your football team then? What happens to your Olympic athletes team when you're like, right, 100 meter
The swim
sprint?
team's good though.
Right? Yeah, the swim team is cool, right?
I got Leah Thomas, they're good.
Oh yeah, equestrian, you're good, right?
Yeah.
Track and field, sit down, right? Give it up, right? What happens? You think even things like, okay, what? Cricket, you might be okay.
Take the Serenas out of tennis, then you got nothing.
I mean, look at
Andrew
it,
Murray.
right?
Kind of.
Sex change, he's all good.
But that's the thing, is you look at it, you look at most sports. I say, if this happened in America, you take all the black folks out of the NBA, all the black folks out of the NFL, all the black folks out of the MLB. You want to see what your sport looks like, right? Do you want to see what the records look like? When suddenly you got to play, it's like, oh, we're now going to play the USA versus the Dominican Republic, right? It's a different game. You ain't winning 9.
True.
Well,
True, dude.
I need to add to what I was saying. So after that happens, what will happen in these countries is that there'll be a significant amount of the population that won't want to do particular jobs, and so
we have that now.
I know, but the difference is that there's different minorities here.
Oh, people who are willing to do it. I see what you mean.
And so what will happen is that there'll be like we need to get people from from a different place to come and do the shit that we.
It's a South Park episode.
Yes, it is a South Park episode, and it will be slavery all over again. So
that's what happened. That's what happened when they did Brexit.
Oh, right, yeah.
When they did Brexit and they were like, yeah, we want out of the EU, and people was like, all right, cool, safe, and a whole bunch of people dipped, right? Then it was suddenly healthcare, NHS is taking a hit because it's lost the amount of junior nurses and nurses and that. And it was suddenly, it was like, oh shit, maybe we do need other people.
Yeah, but the Philippines came to the rescue, innit? All those Filipino nurses, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nah, real talk, innit? Yeah. I was recently in hospital for a thing on my leg, yeah? And like, of course, it's like fucking majority of nurses in there are Filipino. Hot too. Filipino chicks are hot. Hey, you want to help me? Want me to help you?
Well, got a couple of Filipino women that I know. One recently
your phone,
single.
Your phone.
Sorry.
What is now? Listen, what is your
My controversial opinion is actually pretty straightforward. Is that I just don't think that men should date single mothers. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
I don't think you'll ever be number one in that relationship. You'll always be number two, and you're investing in a bloodline that isn't yours. Sorry. I just don't date single mums. And here's the problem, I have a lot of single friends who are like our age, right? Yeah. Around anywhere between 35 to 45, right? And it's like the majority of women that fall into the category of single, right? For those guys, either are mothers, single mothers, or something is wrong with them inside, here in the brain.
Oh, no. 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 I do something.
There's something wrong with them, right? Because, like, I'm not saying all, but, like, statistically speaking, if you're on a dating website, you're either a single mum, at 40, you're a single mum.
Fuck this.
Or people ain't wifed you for a reason.
Sorry.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just think, like, it's not as in-depth as your guys's. I just think that men should not date single mothers. And that's not some red pill take. I'm just saying, like, I've always felt, taking from a guy who's dated single mums, right? And so I know from experience that you are never, like, a woman who's a single mother is most likely has no accountability for why their relationship ended. She's always going to blame the man, or he was crazy, right? So there's probably no accountability for why the relationship ended. There's also probably most likely, because she's broken that relationship once with the father of the dad, right? You're always gonna she can break that relationship with you and it's not a problem. Yeah. But also, like, if you're hanging out with little Timmy and you spend all that time with little Timmy, you as a man, if you invest your time in that relationship and then you break up with a mom, guess what you lose? You don't just lose her, you lose him or her or whatever, the kid, right? Yeah. That comes with it. If you fall in love with that child, like, as a parent, you lose both those, you lose that access completely. Why would you put yourself through that? And never be number one in that relationship either. Fuck that bullshit, bro. Invest in your own bloodline and find a woman that you can have a child with if you can, and do that's why guys are going abroad. They want that traditional thing, the passport bros, whatever, right? They're going abroad and they're finding these women who are single, fertile, young, are not twisted by that fucking mentality that the Western women have here. They're more traditional, and they're
the center of the universe.
Sorry?
That they're the center of the universe.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so, like, and they're more willing to build as opposed to just take. Because there's a lot of single mothers out there that I know so many single mums, who are like, a guy has to have all of this shit. And I'm like, you want a guy to, you're here on your broke ass.
Broke ass bitch.
Yeah? Broke ass, expecting a guy to come fully fledged with nothing. You don't want to help build a motherfucker. You just want it all right there and then because you shut out a few kids from the wrong guy. You let the wrong guy come in you, and now you feel you're entitled. Get the fuck out of here, man. And this is what I mean, we need fucking tests. Yeah. Some of these bitches need tests. Not just STI tests as well. I mean just real tests, like, can you do 1 + 1 = 2, motherfucker? You know? Like 2 2s are 4, not fucking 22, yeah?
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
Because some of these dickheads out here, man, oh Jesus. And so that's my controversial thought. I just think, like, I just feel that men shouldn't date single mums, and I don't think it's the right move. I think it's not the right move for you, and if my son ever tries to date a single mum, I'm gonna say some shit about it. I'm gonna be like, nah, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. There is a difference. If the single mum is, if she has grown kids, who are grown-ups, that you don't require, like, I mean grown-up 18 onwards, right? And you're not really a grown-up anyway when you're 18, technically by the law you are, but you know what I mean? But, if they're like grown-ups and doing their own thing, yeah, sure, fine. Different story. But if they're a child, and that child is 6 or 7 years old, like, that kid's gonna resent you too, because that kid probably knows his dad, or I'm gonna say his for the sake of the conversation.
Yeah.
Cody knows his dad, and you are now that thing that stops his parents from getting back together.
Get off my mama!
That kid's probably gonna resent you forever. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it works. It doesn't work all of the time. It has worked, but I just think that going forward, you should just invest in your own bloodline, and you're more likely to love something in your own bloodline and care more about that bloodline than anything else. And there are, I know somebody who is adopted, and she was telling me, we were talking recently. I'm not going to mention her name, but she was telling me recently that she has a terrible relationship with her mother, and her mother said some fucked up shit to her, and I was like, wow, why'd you? And then she was like, yeah, but I'm adopted, and I was like, well, that makes sense.
Guys, I got a bit of an emergency.
Yeah, take your call, man, take your call. So, Joe's out.
Yeah,
he's going to make a phone call.
Right.
So,
you know what?
Go on.
I mean, you continue.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. So,
right. Well, I was going to say, as we've hit the controversial takes,
yeah,
there was something I wanted to show you. I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't seen it,
you're gonna put it on TV.
I want to put it on TV.
I don't know where the remote is. You're gonna look for it.
No, right? Because it's a video.
You don't want to put it on TV.
No, I do want to put it on the TV, but if I can't put it on the TV, it's fine because I can explain it to you. Right? All right. So, yeah, cool. Have you? I mean, you're old enough to know. Have you ever watched the TV show? This would have been when you were a kid. You ever watched the TV show Touched by an Angel?
We now return to Touched by an Angel. Now, where exactly did the angel touch you?
Here?
Oh, come on! Who are you gonna believe? I got a freaking halo! Huh?
Yeah.
Right, you watched it a fair amount of times, right?
I remember it, yeah.
Cool, right. Did you ever watch an episode called Black Like Monica?
Probably not, but...
Right.
Go on, hold on. I'm gonna mute what you saved the video here, or is it a screen?
I have. So, I've muted the sound.
This already looks familiar.
I've muted the sound.
Hold on a minute. So, there's a lady in a graveyard.
Yeah.
She's getting chased.
Yeah. So, this lady is getting chased. Now, what's happened is she's being chased by a number of racist gentlemen. Now, if I unmute it, you're going to hear what she says.
Please. I'm so afraid. Oh, dear God in heaven, I'm so afraid. Please. Make me white again. Please, no. Please, don't. No.
Relax, lady. You seen a nigger woman come through here?
No.
Sorry if I scared you.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah! Now.
What the fuck?
The episode is called Black Like Monica.
I'm gonna turn this off because it's gonna be a nightmare in editing.
Yeah.
So that video played once and it played once only. Sorry, folks.
It's called Black Like Monica. In this episode, that was when you just came in, Joe. That episode's called. That is an episode of a TV show, Touched by an Angel.
Oh yeah, I know that show.
Yeah, we all know it.
Oh, yeah.
We're old enough to remember that show, right?
Yeah.
Now, this episode, Black Like Monica, right? This episode aired in 1999. This episode is as old as The Matrix.
Whoa. Okay.
Right? And in this episode, the main character, the angel that we know, gets made human, right, for this episode.
Yeah.
And she is made a black woman. And then she gets chased by some racist. She gets chased by some racist racist white people who want to get her. And what you missed was she's running away from these people, right?
She gets hit by a car.
No. She runs. She winds up behind a tree. She prays to God to make her white again. And then the guy catches up to her, and she's a white woman, and the guy says, "Oh, miss, did you see a nigga gal run through here?"
Oh my god.
And then she's like, "Nope." And he's like, "Sorry if I scared you," runs and goes about his day in his business.
Oh my god.
Now,
crazy.
The wildest thing about that.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy!
But here's the extra little cherry on top. This episode had a special guest appearance in it.
Terry Hatcher.
No. Rosa Parks.
Wow, really?
The actual Rosa Parks is in that episode.
Rosa Parks is in.
I'm gonna sit in the
bus. On the back of the bus.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in the back of the bus. Front of the bus. Rosa Parks. Yeah, she's in that episode.
That's blown my mind.
Yeah.
And I want more people to see it.
Same age as the Matrix.
Crazy.
Wow. That's insane.
How old was Rosa Parks then?
She must have been in her 60s, right?
Yeah, she would have been in her 60s, I reckon.
But wow.
Well, hold on a minute. See, I actually fucking noted down something else about a TV show that I thought was quite interesting.
Go.
Winter Olympics 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speed skating event, right? Which is where they skate around.
Yeah.
Skate around a circle, basically.
Yeah, it's like a relay in a rink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
yeah,
not relay. Relay is when you're passing thing.
It's
right?
NASCAR on ice.
This is more of just a fucking,
just one solo
race,
racer. Okay.
And what happens is, so the Chinese team have 2 people.
Yeah.
Because each country gets 2 people to compete, right?
Yeah.
So the Chinese team has 2 people to compete on their team, right? For them. What happens is that normally they go around in one big circle, yeah, and they go around in circles, they go around, and as they get to the last few laps, people start speeding up, right? But what happens is that this one of the girls from the Chinese team, yeah, she goes in and she goes on a breakaway straight away. So she goes round and she laps everybody for one lap, yeah, and then joins the back of the team, joins the back of the crew, right? And now they keep going round and they keep going round and they keep going round until it's the last few laps. And they've done that to the point where, like, and even the commentators are like, right at the beginning of the race, when a girl goes round and she laps everyone once, right? They go, "Oh, we've never seen that before. That's really strange." And then near the end of the race, all the people think that they're about to finish the race because one of the other Chinese people has moved to the front, so they think that they're in the same lap as her, but they're not. They're one lap behind.
Right.
So they're finishing the race, right? Yeah. Where she actually finished first because all she did was go around once behind them and then stayed behind them the entire time.
Then they could relax.
The other Chinese person moved to the front. Yeah. They all think they're in the same race as her. They've obviously just forgotten that she lapped them once already. So when the end of the race comes, they're like, "Oh, we just won." Like, no, bitch, you have another lap. You think you've won because this chick's here, but no, the first one who lapped you actually just won first place. You guys just didn't think about it.
Oh, Jesus
Genius
Christ.
move,
That
dude.
is
Genius move, and I'm surprised no one's ever done that before.
Some people are playing chess, some people are playing checkers.
Yeah.
I was watching Ford vs Ferrari yesterday, and spoiler, at the end of it, it's a very similar thing happens. But I didn't think that I would ever hear about that in
real life.
Ice skating.
Yes, it's just a circle. And so the one chick, she goes around once before everybody else, because all she did was because it's an endurance sport.
Yeah.
But what she did is she just blasted, like it's like pressing NOS too early, and then she ended up behind them, so she's lapped them, and then at the end of the race, they think that it's the end of the race because they see that the other Chinese one who didn't do the lap move sitting in the mid front, so they just all assume that it's the end, but it's not. They still have another lap to go.
That's hilarious.
If that happens,
just the other Chinese one, she sped up one lap, so she just won it. She's sitting at the end, and they think they're ahead of her, but they're not. The bitches are in front of you, dude. She's so far in front of you. Yeah, that's done. No, keep going. Yeah. She's so far in front of you that like she's behind you.
If that, okay, it's endurance sport, you're enduring yourself, you're just going for it, cool. If your coaches can't let you know you need to speed up,
they can't talk to him.
The coaches.
No. It's like a single thing. It's just like I'll show you after this. But it's just they don't have headsets or nothing. They're just it's like
focused.
Cyclists. You know what I mean? It's like when people cycle around that big circle. It's like that. As if you got a cyclist who just cycled faster than everybody else, did one lap, and then joined the next lap, just joined the back of the queue.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Here's what I'm gonna say to this, right? What do you think the likelihood is that knowing that if you see that happen, all you need to do is then yourself speed up to do the same thing, right? What do you think is the likelihood that the governing body is going to say you're not allowed to do that versus saying, look, they didn't cheat, they just won in an unorthodox way? What
There's no likelihood because the rule, there is no rule to say the aim of the sport is get round first.
Yeah.
Right. So all they did is trick the other players who weren't paying attention. That's their fault. That's not your fault.
Okay.
You know,
no, but in this day and age where we got like participation medals for everything, because the reason I bring that up is because a friend of mine, his dad used to be a professional footballer, and before he was a professional footballer, he was just like an athlete, so doing athletics. And there was a time when they did a race. I think it must have been like 400 meters, because the race was long enough that he did a full lap. And he did this race. He was so far ahead of the field that for like the last 50 meters he walked.
Wow.
They disqualified him.
Yeah, because it's a running race.
Again, very similar to Ford versus Ferrari.
But that's the thing. It's like, okay, it's a running race, but at the same time, you are just supposed to get to the finish line. You're moving. You are not aided by anything that you shouldn't be aided by. You haven't assaulted or done anything to any other athlete. You haven't in any way, shape, or form cheated. In fact, you've allowed other races, if they got the stamina, to catch up to you. But he was just like, you lot ain't got it like that. Walked his 50
I mean, it's
meters.
an arguable point on both sides, because you could say, well, it's a running race. You did not run to complete the race. So, but then at the same time, like, do you then count like the Jamaican bobsled team finishing they didn't win obviously, but did they finish their race?
Yes, because they carried it.
Bobsled, they carried it. Does it still count to give them a round of applause? It just becomes a whole fucking thing. I can't answer that question for your dad's friend. That's really fucked up, to be honest. But like, he should have won that race. Yeah. But I have one question for you guys before we go, because we actually have reached our over hour mark now. But I have one question for you guys, and I want to discuss this with you very briefly. What do you think? Do you think there are more eyes or more legs in the world?
Eyes.
More eyes or more legs? And are we saying that in relation to all species of animal, or are we just talking about?
There we go. See, so you said more eyes. Okay, what about fish?
What more? What do you mean, fish? Is there more fish in the world than legs?
No. So there are more eyes than more legs. He said there are more eyes, right? Okay, then there are more eyes, there are more legs, right? Okay, but now if we talk about all species, are there more eyes and more legs?
They still have eyes, don't they?
Well, no, because if you think about it like this,
are there more eyes in the world, or are there more legs in the world?
Because think about it like this, right? On one hand, you could say that there's more eyes because you could think of something like a snake. A snake doesn't have legs, so the snake still has eyes. Right? Fish don't have legs, but they have eyes. But then, how many fish are there in the world compared to how many spiders there are in the world? Spiders have 8. How many caterpillars? How many centipedes?
How many ants? How many centipedes?
Right?
But then some bugs have like 5 eyes, so then it evens it back out. So are there more eyes
like
or more legs?
How many eyes do spiders have?
I couldn't fucking tell you.
But I know they have multiple. So it's, I don't know, man. It's a very.
I mean, do you count octopus tentacles as legs?
Don't know. If they could do this, then yes. But
they can do that underwater, right?
But kangaroos.
I mean,
are those hands or their legs? But hold on a minute. So bears can also walk on their back legs.
Yeah,
So
I'll count bears, but again,
But do you count the front paws as legs or arms?
Arms.
But they walk on them.
Yeah, but
which goes against everything. But humans can also do that, right?
Yeah. So it's because they're what's the things with spines again?
Vertebrae.
Yeah. No, mammals.
Yeah.
Or vertebrae, yeah.
No,
you have vertebrates and you have invertebrates.
Yeah, but mammals have vertebrae. I think that's what we mean.
Yeah, but there are some animals that aren't mammals that have vertebrae too.
Okay, we're going to semantics now, but I
legs?
know what you mean, but I still say eyes.
You think there's more eyes on this planet than there are legs?
Yeah.
Okay. Given all the bugs that exist, there are more ants than there are anything else.
But do ants have eyes though?
Yeah, of course they have eyes.
They have eyes.
But they have more legs.
But
right?
there's a lot of spiders as well. And they have multiple eyes.
Yeah, but they have
8 legs.
But so as long as they have less than 8 eyes.
Now we go into injuries. So you have animals that lose legs and lose eyes, right?
No, but I always say what you start with. Like, not counting like we lost, because you look at humans. There are humans who don't have eyes.
Yeah.
There are humans who don't have legs.
True.
There are humans who have eyes that don't work. So, do you
just
count the eyes that don't work?
Just as an estimation. By the way, I don't have an answer. It's more of just a discussion point.
Right.
Do you think there are more eyes or more legs on planet Earth? Neil?
Eyes.
I'm gonna say legs.
You say legs?
I think the majority of beings on this planet tend to have 2 eyes. It's a rarity for things to have more than 2 eyes. Even we talk about spiders, not all spiders have however many eyes it is. Some of them just have 2, right? So there is a lot of eyes. However, there are multiple animals that have more than 2 legs.
Yeah, but there's also worms.
But worms can't see.
Yes, they can. They have eyes.
Don't they see like in a thermal?
Is that not seeing?
No, not really. I mean, then again.
Okay. What about bats?
Bats have eyes, but they're blind, right?
Yeah. So they
do you count their eyes?
Count as eyes as seeing eyes?
Yeah, you count their eyes. Yeah.
But they don't see, Joe.
But you still, because they have them, you still have to count them.
Okay. So do worms have eyes?
I don't think they do.
I don't know if worms have eyes. I've never.
Hold on, Alexa. Do worms have eyes?
Here's what I found on reference.com. Worms do not have eyes but have organs that can sense light and touch. These organs help them to detect light intensity and to feel vibrations while moving on the ground.
You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
Okay, so
Alexa, stop.
Alright, so we've now established that worms don't have eyes.
Here's a question. Let me ask her. Alexa, are there more eyes or legs on planet Earth?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, there are more legs than eyes in the world.
There you go.
There you go. There's your answer. I still think that's wrong. I think there's more eyes.
Oh,
that just said an Alexis Answers contributor.
Yeah.
That's not a scientific thing.
Yeah.
I could be an Alexis Answers contributor and give an answer and say no, there are more eyes than legs. I think there's more eyes. I would say there's more eyes because there are billions of fish
in the Mariana Trench.
So many fish.
Yeah, but if you think of exactly how, I mean, it's gonna sound wild, but I'm of the mindset that the number of fish that you can find in the world, you could find that number of insects on one continent.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think some insects, like flies, have loads of eyes. Right?
I think so.
They have a bunch of eyes, or is that just one big kaleidoscope?
Nah, I don't know if they have a lot of eyes. I think they just have 2. I think it's just 2, but it's the way that they have, the way that their vision is. The
kaleidoscope thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'll tell you what, in the comments, everyone in the comments.
It's about time you guys joined in with this shit.
Yeah, join in the comments. Write something in there. Would you think there are more of? Eyes or legs in the world? And we'd like to hear what you think, and then we'll give you some feedback on it.
Now, question, right? Can I do my little bitch and moan about Amazon, or just leave it?
Yeah, for sure, the bitch and the moan.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. So, there is a book that currently only the three of us in this room can see, right? That big monster book. Right, now that book was on Amazon on sale.
It's called the Vibranium Collection.
Yeah.
Captain America 75th Anniversary Vibranium Collection.
Right, now that book was on Amazon on sale for $59.99. I ordered that book. No, go pick it up. Hold it up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Exactly. Here, bring that thing to me. Right? This thing is so big that sitting on my lap, you can no longer see me. Right?
One book.
This one book.
Wow.
Now, this beautiful thing was on Amazon for $59.
To preface this, what happened was, about a year ago, I saw this thing exist, right? And I found it on Amazon and I put it in my basket, in my shopping list, right? And then I had some spare cash, and I was throwing through my shopping list of stuff that I have saved, and I was like, oh, I might buy a few things. And as I scrolled through, I saw this thing was at £60, which is normally, at the time, was £166. So I was like, oh. So in these times, sometimes you have to just jump on it straight away. So I had the money and I just bought it. Once it arrived, I knew that it was a real thing and I have it in my possession. So I call up Neil and I was like, Neil, here's a chance for you to flip and make some money, right? Because these things sell for like 200 quid sometimes, right? Sometimes 300 depending on eBay, right? So I was like, Neil, pick one up, buy it. There's one left in stock, buy it, and then like do with it what you want, right? And I know Neil likes Captain America. He has this vibranium shield. He has like the full shield.
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
So I was like, yeah, fucking do that, right? And he was like, yeah, cool, I'm on it. So you bought it?
Yeah, I bought it, and literally, it was like, to say how this went down. He calls me when I'm at my niece and nephew's school picking them up. So I'm trying to pay for it, but like reception is splotchy. I take them home, and when I'm there, I go on my phone, click, pay, done, ordered it, no problems. I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning with an email from Amazon saying to me, we have cancelled your order. No reason why, just we've cancelled your order. And I'm like, oh crap. They've done it because it was the last one left, so somebody else must have purchased it before me. That's what I thought. Then I read the rest of the email, and it says, if you're still interested in this, click this link. I click the link. This comes up for £135. They cancelled my order for £60.
Wow, that's
so that they could have me rebuy it at £135.
Emotional damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. As Amy
Not
Winehouse
impressed
says,
with you.
What kind of fuckery is this?
But you know what? Because of my years of working in retail, I know that this is a trait that companies do.
Right.
And the first time I've experienced it online, but I know that companies do this. So like if you ever walked into like a JD Sports or a Foot Locker or something and you saw a pair of trainers and maybe they were priced up wrong, and then you're like, oh, they're supposed to be £200, but somebody forgot to put the O on, so it's 20. And we're like, I'm gonna pay it says in here it's £20. What they can do, it's a shitty practice, but to my knowledge it's not illegal. They can take the product off the floor for like 24 hours, or they can take it off the floor until the shop closes, reprice it and put it back. Right. But because it's a internet sale. They just cancelled the order, and like, if you still want it.
Yeah, I felt really bad, but I waited until I had it in hand to like confirm with you, because I wanted to make sure I had it, and then I knew it was a real thing, and then I felt really bad that he didn't get it. I was like, oh, dude. And then the worst thing is like, there's so much like, I feel bad because I won't even open this. I might just resell it.
That's not what I would do.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that.
This would be mine. Now I would open it, I would read it, I would put it back in here, and then it would be with me forever.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I'm a cunt.
You're a worthless piece of shit!
So I'm like, I will resell it. So yeah.
So yeah, Amazon, I am good and
naughty. I did something like that in
with
Tesco once. I went in and wanted some root beer. This before root beer was widely available in the UK, and they had it in like the world food section.
Right.
And they had it priced up, but they had it priced up at like it was a 6-pack of like nice root beer, right? Like artisan root beer or whatever. It was like a 6-pack of that, like, you know, like Curiosity Cola. It was like that. But root beer,
I know what you mean.
And it was like a 6-pack of those, and I went, oh, I'll grab that. And the 6-pack was like, I don't know, it was like £1.50 or something. Because you know, sometimes shit in world food section is well cheap.
Yeah.
Like if you go to buy something in like normal food section. And you can get like
ends up being
3
more
times the
expensive
size in the world food section. Like, oh, you just had to go into the scummy part of the
store.
like the scummy part of the store, the world food section part. But anyway, so I picked up and I was like, cool. And I was shocked. I actually remember took a picture of the price, right? Because it just said like £1.45 something, right? And I took a picture of the price. So I went, okay, cool. So I went up, check it. She ringed it up, and then she was like, oh yeah, that'll be like £6 something. And I went, what? She was like, no. Oh no, that's not £6. And I was like, that's like £1. And she went, no way. And she was like, no, it's £1 per
bowl or whatever.
Gram or bottle or whatever, right? And I was like, oh right, yeah, that wasn't clear on your pricing. She was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, so it's £1. She was like, what? And then I was like, I actually took a picture of it because I was shocked when I was like, oh, so because I took a picture of the brand thing. I was like, I'll buy it online or whatever in future, right? And I went, that's what it looks like. And I was like, you can't expect me to do mathematics when I'm trying to buy something. If you didn't price that up correctly, that's your fault.
Yeah.
If you haven't put per whatever on there, that's you.
Yeah.
And they fucking sold it to me for £1.
I mean, you have.
She was pissed as well. She was like, fuck, we have to give it to you. I was like, yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
She called a manager. They went and checked the label. They brought it back. They looked at it and they were like, you know, you're not supposed to. And I went, that's your fault. That ain't my fault, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, fine. I'm like, you're a multi-million-pound company. Take the hit.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's wrong with you, you cunt?
It's not your money that's being spent, you know.
Yeah. I was like, mine. The only reason I'm buying this is because it's so cheap. If you want me to pay the full £7, whatever it is, I ain't buying it.
Yeah.
So whatever, innit?
Yeah. I think your point's absolutely valid.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation myself.
Yeah,
this is not priced correctly.
Yeah,
that's not my fault.
Go eat a bowl of dicks. Give you that shit for, you know, whatever. Fuck off.
Spaceship of dicks.
Exactly. On that bombshell.
Yes.
Episode 11. Episode 18. 11? Episode 18. We got it in the can.
And
I'm L.
I'm No.
And I'm Joe or Jose.
We love you. Like and subscribe. Comment. Are there more eyes? Are there more legs on planet Earth? Comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and say to them, hey, this is not safe for work. We love you. I love you. Neil loves you. Joe loves you. And we're out. Peace.
And we'll bring in the porn star Kimmy Granger next week. Probably not.
We can't cancel that party, man. What about the hoes we had coming down here? I invited some nice-ass girls. Said they gonna fuck for $1, do something strange for a little piece of change, and I know we gonna make them holler for $1. One of them said they was gonna tuck my dick from the back. I ain't never had that ever happen to me. I'm trying to see what that be like right there. Look, be that.